Hi, beautiful souls. Hi, welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana, and welcome to day 31 of 40 days of restorative yoga. How are you doing? How are you doing? And how's it going with this practice? Whether you have just done a couple of days or you've actually been with me through the whole journey, I hope that little by little that your body is beginning to adjust and to, I don't know, I have found, I do practice yoga quite regularly, certainly not every single day, but this coming to the mat, same time for a few minutes every day has really been quite amazing. And one of the things with the restorative practice is that it seems like sometimes we're just relaxing, we're not doing anything, but the effects can be really quite profound. And, hands up if you've tried one of these postures and then you go to bed at night or the next morning, it's like, oh, whoa, that really opened something in my body or began to shift something. And I think this is what this is about. It's about shifting the energy and perhaps giving you the courage to practice a little bit more yoga. This morning, so Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, I have a very gentle hatha practice that I teach on Zoom. It's a really small group of people, and I really feel like there's also a connection there because on Zoom, of course, we can chat. But this has been a really slow growing practice. Many of the same people have been coming for about almost a year. And I think that's what it's it. I think that is what it is. It's the consistency. And whether that's once a week or 5 minutes a day, it does make a difference. So one of the Sanskrit words, abhyas, A-B-H-Y-A-S-A, is about that. It's about that regularity, right? That discipline of, doing something. Lots of props today. We did a back bend the other day. We just had the back on the mat over the bolster. Today we're going to soften that up a lot. And so if you have an abundance of blankets, this is what I have done here. I have, my goodness, I think I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe when I first was introduced to this posture, the instructor had a long rectangular bolster in this position. So that's something that could also work as well too. If you have a 20, I think they come 28 inches long. If you had a 28-inch rectangular bolster to support the body, and then something for your feet, or your feet can go against the wall. So I'll explain this in a few moments. Yesterday's deck was from the Empty Cup Oracle, and I thought today I would post 2 decks together. It's sometimes nice to have a conversation between 2 cards, and so I wanted to choose a deck that I thought would work really well with that deck. And it's another deck that just really takes life very matter-of-factly, sometimes sarcastically, and that's the Amethyst Oracle by Jessica Bott, I believe her last name is. And I said yesterday about sometimes we just need to keep it really simple. And how in the world do we go from the Bhagavad Gita 3 days ago, right, to something really simple like this? Well, I think we go from something like that to something like this because we can't always be, you can be studying your Bhagavad Gita every day. You can be studying very deep spiritual readings every single day. Of course you can. But sometimes there's just this need for something a lot more simple. And I think we can find the profoundness, the profundity in simplicity. And I think within, even if a deck creator doesn't have that layer, I think if a certain card arises at a certain time, something might just like, smack you right in the forehead and go, wow, okay, there's a lot more to that. Like the cutting board yesterday, right? That cutting board may have had a deeper message for some of you. Okay. It's really good to take a breath before you draw a card or two. It's the winter card. And what's coming to my mind is that it feels like winter emotionally right now in the world. It feels like winter energetically in the world right now. And so how, and this is in a winter where there's snow and ice and things like that, how in an environment where things are so cold, and also there's a sense in this card of nobody's outside, right? So there's this distance between everybody. People are inside their homes. There's no connection. It actually feels like the COVID situation. How can we bring warmth and how can we bring connection when we're in the winter of our lives? And I think yesterday's card spoke to that. It spoke to food. It spoke to connection through food and putting love and care into your cooking. So that's just one example, but how can we bring the warmth and the balance when we are in the winter of our lives? I think that's a really good question to reflect on. Yoga, asana. So the asana practice, asana refers to the physical yoga practice, quite literally seat. So we're going to come into this kind of, sort of supportive bridge posture. And also the motivation for doing this was because the back bend that I offered a few days ago was really, really intense. And we just had the body on the mat here, and then we were leaning over here. So I've been thinking about this one, and I want to offer a couple of suggestions and also kind of walk you through bridge posture. And I believe we did a full bridge posture with, if you go back through the playlist, I have put each pose on each of the descriptions, and you should be able to find bridge posture. For this one, you want to really put the bolster underneath your shoulder blades. And so also with bridge posture, for some people, even with did we do bridge posture? If I haven't done it, I'll do it tomorrow. We can bind the legs as well too. But this one is meant to support the body in another way. So come onto the bolster. And then again, we're going to allow the head to rest back so that you create a chest opening and also an opening on the front of the throat, which I'm going to talk about today as well too. And then we have a little bit less of a back bend because my torso is elevated. And then I can extend my legs. I'm going to come up just to adjust the blocks because I want the blocks underneath my feet. Something like that. They could also be this way too. So the legs are a little bit elevated. That's why the wall is really nice here. All right, so with whatever you have, create a supported back bend. The reason I have these here is also because we can, if you want to go a little bit higher with your seat, you can place something here. And oddly, I'll tell you why I'm going to take it out. That makes less of an opening across the front of the throat, I think. I need to have this back bend here. Yeah, that's about perfect. So unlike bridge posture, you can relax the legs, relax the feet, allow the toes to rest to the outside. And bring your awareness to the space behind the energetic heart. So between the shoulder blades, upper back, and deepen the breath in the chest. Are you brave enough to open your heart? When we are in the winter of our life, often the shoulders come forward. The posture is not great. And our hearts, our chests are collapsed. We don't breathe well. And so part of the reasons for regularly practicing heart opening postures is so that we counteract all of that. The sitting in the chair and all that we do during our day leading forward. And here in this heart opening, it is vulnerable, it is exposing. And so I invite you just to be in silence and feel and breathe. And not only the chest, bring awareness to the throat and the deep opening in the throat. And feel the cool air swirling in the throat. The throat chakra is the cooling chakra. And if for any reason you're losing circulation in your hands or your arms, you can bring your arms in. You could rest your arms on your chest. But if you're able to open up, please do that. The mantra for the throat chakra is hum, hum. So silently, you can repeat to yourself or quietly as you inhale and exhale the mantra hum, hum. Be with whatever sensations arise and stay with the breath in the throat and the mantra hum. Again, if you need to bring your arms alongside the body, go ahead and do that, or rest them on your hands on your chest. Stay with the throat. And then release the mantra hum. Move the awareness back to the chest. Feel the expansion in the chest. Feel the connection to the arms and the hands. The mantra in the chest is yum. You may wish to repeat yum as you inhale and exhale, silently repeating it as you breathe. Feel the whole chest. Feel the expansion of the side ribs, the back of the ribs, the front of the rib cage. Stay with the mantra yum in the chest for a few more breaths. And then release the mantra. Be aware of your hands. Move your hands, interlace your fingers and place them behind your head or just on your ears, just at the back of the head, and very slowly support your head as you come up. And then you can turn to a side and move everything out of the way. Whatever you've stacked there today, move it out of the way. And come right down onto your back. Into Shavasana. Ideally in Shavasana, the feet, the hands are not touching anything. The fingers aren't touching anything. So palms are turned up. And feel the effects of the practice in your shoulders, your throat, and your chest. I encourage you to stay for, well, as long as you can, another minute at least. And if you're able to stay resting here, please stay. If it's time for you to transition, bring the soles of the feet to the mat, the knees into the chest. And in your own way, mindfully transition up to a seat. And then feel the effects of the practice from a seated position. Beautiful. So thank you. Thank you for joining me today. And tomorrow, tomorrow's the full moon. I'm going to be doing a Chakra Shuddhi. We've done one Chakra Shuddhi already. And if you want to tonight, go to the playlist. All of them are there. And go to the video for the first Chakra Shuddhi. You might want to go through that again. And then tomorrow I'm going to build on that practice. It's a meditation. It's a guided meditation for the purification of the chakras. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay well, and thanks for being here. Namaste.